how many of you remember something about yesterday's class? uh, Conditions for subscribed capital, fully paid up capital. Anyone who remembers something for this?
Fully called and fully received.
Yes, that's very good. Fully called and fully received, right? And that is 10 rupees. 10 rupees called, 10 rupees received. तो fully paid up में आएगा, नहीं तो नहीं आएगा. That's very good. Next important thing was calls in areas, share forfeiture, reissue. If it is only calls in areas, मतलब shares forfeit नहीं हो रहे, okay, तो calls in areas so आएगा. What effect of calls in areas was given in this format? Calls in areas was added or deducted. दो ही option है.
The deducted.
Deducted is right. What about share forfeited account? Added or deducted?
Added.
Added. Okay, good. Now, जो step by step था, if calls in areas is there, तो calls in areas आएगा. But if the shares are forfeited, forfeit हो जाता है, तो calls in areas account is closed. So no need to have calls in areas then, right? And if the shares forfeited are reissued, so no calls in areas, no forfeiture, only reissued, that will be added to the number of shares, right? Okay. ये अगर याद है, तो we are definitely going to enjoy the sums. Let us start with B Limited was registered with an authorized capital of rupees 20 lakh divided into shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, rupees 20 lakhs, right? ये ध्यान देना है. And divided into shares of 10 each. So it's easy to calculate 2 lakh shares, right? 2 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, this will be 20 lakhs. And as I have told you, please have a double line over there. मेरे लिए फिलहाल डबल लाइन करना पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो अंडरलाइन करके मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, but you please make a note, you have to double line over there. Okay, so 2 lakh equity shares of 10 each, rupees 20 lakhs with double line, not to be counted for the total. Company invited applications for the issue of 1 lakh shares. So 1 lakh shares, let me copy this, is my issued capital, right? 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, so that will be 10 lakh rupees. Okay. Now, how many applications are received? Application received are for 96,000 shares only. It's a case of under subscription. So we need to continue with 96,000 shares only. Okay. All calls were made. Okay. This is, I have bold the letters over here. The reason is very clear, just because I want you to notice this every time. All calls were made. मतलब fully call तो है. So there is a good chance to have the amount in fully paid up. And were duly received, except final call of rupees 2 per share on 2,000 shares. Mr. X has 2,000 shares. He has not paid as the final call. 2002 is 4,000 is not paid. So that amount could have will be in calls in areas. All these shares were forfeited and later reissued. Forfeit bhi kar liya, reissue bhi kar liya. Because there was calls in areas, the shares were forfeited. And once the shares are forfeited, the company has reissued also. So again, 3 steps, if you remember, calls in areas, forfeiture, reissue. So if there is a reissue of the forfeited shares, there is no need to write anything for calls in areas, anything for forfeiture. No need to write. We just need to include the shares reissued, right? Over here, one common question I do ask every time to my students to just take care of number of shares with public. मतलब public के पास कितने shares हैं? Okay, you need to ask this question every time whenever you have to write this, fully paid and not fully paid. Issued was 1 lakh, subscribed was 96,000. उसमें से like 2,000 shares were forfeited, and again reissue is 2,000 shares. So the number of shares with the public comes to 96,000 only. अब ये ना लिखना नहीं है, ये सोचना है. Correct? So 96,000 shares are there with the public. Now, a very simple question. Are these shares fully paid up or not fully paid up?
Sir, fully paid up.
Fully paid up. Okay, so yes, that's right. So let me write this. 96,000 shares, equity shares of rupees 10 each, right? So this will come to 9,60,000. Okay. So this is the final amount. Let me write this over here, 9,60,000 previous year amount is not given, so dash. Okay. हमने इश्यू किया 1 लाख, सब्सक्राइब कितना हुआ था 96, एप्लीकेशंस कितने के मिले 96 के, उसमें से बता रहे कि 2000 शेयर्स हमने फॉरफिट करा, तो 96 माइनस 2, लेकिन फिर रीइश्यू भी कर दिया, ऑल द फॉरफिटेड शेयर्स आर रीइश्यूड, तो प्लस कर दिया वापस, नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स पहले डिक्रीज हो वापस इंक्रीज हो गए, तो नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स विद पब्लिक इज 96,000 ओनली. अब ये सोचने की फुली पेड अप है कि नॉट फुली पेड अप है. आई एक्सपेक्टेड वन क्वेश्चन ओवर हियर, मैंने जानबूझ के वो बात नहीं छेड़ी थी. रीइश्यूड फॉर 18,000 है, नो क्वेश्चन ओवर हियर. 18,000 में रीइश्यू किया, लेकिन फिर भी हम पूरा लिख रहे हैं वहां पर 10 रुपीज. कैसे?
फुल्ली पेड अप है.
फुल्ली पेड अप है. पॉइंट इज यहाँ पर ना बच्चे मिस्टेक करते हैं. बच्चे क्या एरर करते हैं कि सर 18,000 में रीइश्यू किया तो 18,000 लिखना चाहिए, ठीक है, बट यू प्लीज रिकलेक्ट द एंट्री फॉर द रीइश्यू ऑफ द फॉरफिटेड शेयर्स. बैंक शेयर फॉरफीचर टू शेयर कैपिटल, तो 18,000 गोज इनटू बैंक, राइट, वो शेयर कैपिटल में नहीं आता है. फुल्ली पेड है तो मतलब शेयर कैपिटल में तो क्रेडिट पूरा ही अमाउंट होगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी आर राइटिंग फुल अमाउंट ओवर हियर फॉर 96,000 शेयर्स. मैंने कितने में रीइश्यू किया है उससे मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं है, बट द शेयर्स आर फुल्ली पेड अप. यस, तो 10 रुपीज का मैंने क्रेडिट कर दिया होगा, तो लेट मी राइट 10 रुपीज ओवर हियर. दैट्स ऑल. करेक्ट? प्लीज टेक केयर. ओके, next sum. Sajag Limited has an authorized capital of rupees 30 lakhs divided into shares of rupees 30 each. 30 lakhs, 30 each. So 1 lakh shares will be there. So let me write this. 1 lakh equity shares of rupees, sorry, 30 each. ठीक है, ये unusual चीजें हैं तो थोड़ा ध्यान रखना प्लीज. Okay, now company invited applications for 70,000 shares only, so issued is going to be 70,000 shares. Okay, let us write the amounts please. 1 lakh into 30 is 30 lakhs, and 70,000 into 30 will be 21 lakhs. ठीक है. Now what? All calls were made. ये मैं हमेशा highlight करके रखूंगा. Okay, because this gives me a hint that key some amount is possible to come in the fully paid up, and were duly received, except final call of 10 per share on 5,000 shares, and these shares were forfeited. Correct? Okay, Mr. X ले लेते हैं. Okay. Holding 5,000 shares has not paid us the final call of rupees 10 per share. Okay, so let us calculate the amount not paid. 5,010 will be 50,000. Okay, 50,000 is not paid, so let me write this with red. Okay, ये simple calculation हो गया. And this is something important. These shares were forfeited. Again, the same question I raise over here. How many shares are there with public? मुझे ये हमेशा सोचना ही है. Number of shares with public कितना है? Yes, anyone?
Sir, 65,000.
कैसे 65 है? Issue कितना किया हमने?
70,000.
70,000. उसमें से forfeit कर लिया हमने 5,000 shares. So number of shares with the public is 65,000. Up 65,000, are these fully called? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are these fully paid? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
65,000. 5,000 shares की तो हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे ना. Okay, 65,000 fully called, fully paid. Yes. So पहले हमें वो लिख देना है, right? Let me write this. 65,000 shares. ठीक है. 65,000 equity shares of 30 each, fully called, fully paid. Yes, it is. तो amount लिख लेते हैं. How much amount will be there? ठीक है.
195.
19,50,000. That's fine. Now, what about the remaining 5,000 shares? Mr. X के 5,000 shares थे. Are these shares not fully paid? Calls in arrears आएगा या share forfeiture आएगा?
Share forfeit.
Forfeit.
Therefore,
Share. Because बता रखा है the shares are forfeited, right? So I simply need to add over there share forfeited account. Okay. Now tell me how much amount has been paid by Mr. X. 5,000 shares हैं. Unpaid is 10. So paid must be
20.
20. That's good. So 5,000 into 20 is going to be rupees 1 lakh.
1 lakh.
Okay, to get the total now, amount will be 20 lakh 50,000. Okay, so that's all. So let me write this amount over here, 20 lakh 50,000, and over here no amount. That's all. जो बेसिक चीजें हैं वो दिमाग में रह जाती हैं. अब ये एडिशनल आया स्लोली ग्रेजुअली, तो ये सोचना है हाउ मेनी शेयर्स आर द पब्लिक, उसमें से फुल्ली कॉल्ड है, फुल्ली पेड है, कितना है, वो सब सोचो. बिकॉज इफ इश्यूड इज 70,000, तो आई नीड टू गिव एन अकाउंट ऑफ 70,000 शेयर्स. 65 फुल्ली पेड अप में आ गया, forfeited में 5,000 आ गया, मतलब 65 plus 5 70 हो गया ना. That's all. I have to match these values with this issued capital. ये ध्यान रखना है. If you're able to take care of these things, believe me, ये सबसे easy सम हो जाएगा आपके लिए. It is a kind of a gift for us. Next, X Limited has an authorized capital of rupees 10 lakh divided into equity shares of 10 each. 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. 10 lakh हो जाएगा. Invited 50,000 shares. So let me write this 50,000 shares over here. 50,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Right, let me write the amounts. 1 lakh into 10 is 10 lakhs. Okay, 50,000 into 10 is 5 lakh. Okay, अब यहाँ पर important है, applications were received for 45,000 shares. ये ध्यान देना होगा ना. Okay, जैसे previous sum में था issued 1 lakh, received 96, तो 96,000 लिया था हमने. Now 45,000. Please do not make a mistake. Please take care. 45,000 shares were received. All calls were made and were duly received except the final call of rupees 2 per share on 1,000 shares. 1,000 shares का 2 rupees final call नहीं मिला. But जो most important point है question का, it is over here. 500 of the shares on which final call was not received were forfeited. पता है कि 1,000 का पैसा नहीं मिला. That's fine. But out of 1,000, 500 are forfeited. So let us have the calculation. Let us find how much amount is not paid. Forfeit किया तो भी पता करो कि like 500 into 2, 1,000, and over here also 1,000. These amounts are not paid. But पता है कि like first 500 forfeited है, next 500 not forfeited है. अब the same question. Number of shares with public. How many? Yes.
44,500.
44,000.
44.
I'm not able to hear you properly. Yes, anyone?
44,000.
44,000. Is that correct? Anyone else would like to correct this?
44,500.
44,500. 44,500 कैसे? क्योंकि issued is 50, subscribed is 45, तो 45,000, right? उसमें से हमने forfeit कितना किया है? How many shares are forfeited?
500.
तो 500 माइनस करो ना भाई. And वो reissue नहीं करा, तो 500 माइनस ही करके रखेंगे. तो 44,500 is the number of shares with public. Now, how many shares are fully called? Fully called तो है ही, fully called तो है ही, ठीक है. Fully paid.
44,000.
Number of shares fully paid. That's very correct. We can see that out of 44,500, 500 shares जो Mr. X के पास हैं, जो हमने forfeit नहीं करे हैं, उनका second call नहीं मिला. So fully paid is 44,000 shares. Correct? तो understood है कि not fully paid is 500 shares. Correct? ये सारी चीजें सोचनी है. लिखोगे तो best है. There's no other thing like best after this, right? But if you can think over these lines, you are definitely going to do the sum correct in the first attempt itself. Now, number of shares fully paid, 44,000 shares. So let me write this 44,000 shares over here. 44,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. ठीक है? तो ये चला जाएगा amount column में, and let me write the amount over here as 4,40,000. ठीक है? अब not fully paid up is 500 shares, right? So let me write this. Not fully paid up में 500 equity shares of rupees 10 each. Amount will be 5,000. Now ये not fully paid up में क्यों आया? Because we know the number of shares which are not forfeited on that final call of 2 rupees is not received. ये जो not received है, that's Colson areas. I should deduct this. So less Colson areas, right? Unpaid amount, unpaid on 500 shares. We can write over there 500 shares into 2. Okay, that's 1,000. Okay, the outer column amount will be 4,000. Correct. Now again I need to make an account clear. Issued is for 50 but subscribed was 45. तो 45,000 shares में से 44 आ गया, 500 आ गया, तो 44,000 shares and 500 shares, so 44,500 ही हुआ. What about remaining 500 shares? We know the remaining 500 shares were forfeited. Now if the shares are forfeited, I need to write over here, add share forfeited account. In forfeited, we write the amount paid. If 2 rupees is unpaid, so 8 must have been paid. So 500 into 8. Okay. So let me write this rupees 4,000. Okay. So now you get me the total. 440 plus 8 is 448. That's all. 448 is the final amount. Let me write this 448 over here. And previous year amount is not given, so dash. That's all. Please check. This is one of my favorite sum. The reason is very clear. 1,000 का पैसा नहीं मिला, but not many students are able to understand this calculation. 500 are forfeited, 500 are not forfeited. Because the 500 shares are forfeited, तो forfeiture account आएगा. Correct. And because the shares are not forfeited, तो Colson areas आएगा. That's all. You have to take care of this part. This is easy to get. 44,000 are fully paid up, तो ठीक है, वो समझ में आ जाता है. Because ये lines आप सोच लेते हो. But यहाँ mistake हो जाता है. One more sum. Cons Limited issued 32,000 equity shares of 100 each to the public at a premium of rupees 20 per share. Again, SPR है, तो SPR is not a point to be considered over here. We need to focus on capital only. Correct. So authorized can be seen as issued. Issued is 32,000 shares. 32,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. Okay. So this will come to 32 lakhs. अब problem यहाँ पर ये है कि like directly issued दिया हुआ है, authorized तो दिया नहीं है. So number of shares if authorized is not given, so we should write this dash equity shares of 100 each. Okay. And amount पे जाके क्या करेंगे हम लोग? Amount में भी dash कर देना. Dash. ठीक है. Please take care. In any sum, if authorized is not given, we need to write this. Dash number of equity shares of rupees 100 each पता है, and amount में भी जाके dash कर दो. But this is required. You will have to do this. Okay. नहीं करोगे तो marks कट जाने. Okay. 100 का share है, 20 premium, total 120. Now your answers, right? Amount payable was 20 on application, 40 including premium on allotment, the balance on first and final call. Can you tell me कि balance on first and final call कितना आएगा?
40.
No.
30 each.
नहीं, एक ही है. First and final call एक ही है.
60.
60 because share is of 100 each, premium is 20, तो 120 का हुआ ना. Out of 120, 20 on application and 40 including premium has been called. तो 60 का call हो चुका, तो 60 बाकी रह गया. So 60 is the balance on first and final call. 30,000 shares have been subscribed by the public. Against 32,000, 30,000 shares are subscribed. All the money was duly received except from a shareholder holding 4,000 shares who failed to pay the first and final call money. First and final call pay nahi kiya and his shares were forfeited. Okay. Now you tell me how many shares are there with the public?
26,000.
Yeah, that's correct. Number of shares with public. Okay. कैसे है 26 because we know like issued भले ही 32 था लेकिन application मिले हैं 30 के. Out of 30, 4,000 shares have been forfeited. So remaining is 26,000. Now These 26,000 are fully paid or not fully paid?
Fully paid.
Fully paid. So let
Fully
me write,
paid.
yeah, let me write these number of shares over here. 26,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. Okay, ये चला जाएगा fully paid up में. And amount over here, let me write this. 26 lakhs. ठीक है. What about the remaining 4,000 shares? Remaining 4,000 shares are forfeited. तो forfeit हो गया तो call scenarios आएगा या नहीं आएगा? No,
नहीं है।
that's great. अब अगर call scenarios नहीं आ रहा तो forfeiture आना चाहिए. तो add करेंगे share forfeited account. Now I want to know the amount from you people. 4,000 shares हैं into what?
40.
Into 40 or 60?
60.
60. मुझे पता था कोई तो बोलेगा 60. It was not expected.
40.
Tell me why 40?
Sir, because we forfeit the shares we have received. So because I said
नहीं,
60.
40. आपने 60 बोला, लेकिन 60 कैसे बोला आपने वो बताओ. You are missing one important concept.
Sir,
60 ये सोच के बोला.
yes, sir, got
What?
yes,
What?
sir. Premium.
Premium paid is ignored, right? Okay, so for 4,000 into 40, premium paid ignored, so remaining amount has to be mentioned over here. It will be 1,60,000,
60,000.
right? So the total is 26 lakhs plus 1,60,000. That will be 27,60,000, right? So let me write this amount over here, 27,60,000, and amount over here dash. That's all. Okay, so we are done with this sum as well. Okay, so please take care. ये सारी छोटी-छोटी बातें हैं. इसीलिए like since beginning I was not doing these type of sums. I wanted you to be clear with the concept for feature, call scenarios, reissue, सब clear होना चाहिए. Then you enjoy doing these sums. Correct.